do it.
And when we play the video back, we have the names because people play the video and they want to contact somebody. So like Marshall, if you could put your last name, and Rachel.
How do you do it?
Uh,
I tried tonight with the
Yeah,
off my
I'll tell
iPhone
you.
and I couldn't figure it out.
I'll tell you how to do it.
okay, so you
just-
go to your screen, your icon, and there's 3 dots on the right, on the upper
What?
right. There's 3
Did you
dots
type
by you.
Yeah.
There's 3
I
dots
said, where's
Right.
iPad?
on the upper right side. And if you go down, you click on that, there's something that's called rename. Now I could even rename. So what's your last name, Marshall?
You understand? what
Forbes. I see chat, meeting settings, minimize meeting, background, and disconnect.
Okay, so how do you spell your last name, Marshall? I'll change.
Forbes.
Say that again, please.
Forbes.
Verbose
Like the
words.
magazine.
Okay, so I fixed it. But, you know,
Yeah.
No, you put a D in there. There's no D. F-O-R-B.
Be like a boy.
all right. So let me read it. F-O-R.
F-O-R-B like a boy, E-S.
That sounds like Ford.
Yeah,
There we
Forbes,
go.
like a magazine.
Look at that.
that's good. All right. So,
that's good.
so what I'd like to do
Fantastic.
is if we get out of control, I'm going to mute everybody, but I think everybody can, you know, manage their own. And, you know, if you get a lot of background noise at your house or your apartment, wherever you're living, that everybody hears you. So if you've got any other noise going on, please mute yourself. So I'm going to hand it over to Esther Shear. She's going to introduce our newbies, if we have any newbies.
Oh, yes, wat een nieuwe member do han, potential member. Ich say is Harold Wexler. Ich ga u heiten, first of all, a guten Abend, alle Menschen. Harold, es ist also gut zu sehen, dass du bist gekommen heint. Von wann kommst du, die erste Sache? Von
Ja,
wann
bin-
kommst du?
Ich bin geboren in Windsor, Ontario. This is across from Detroit, Michigan. In 40 Jahren zurück, aber gekommen in Toronto. And about 8 years ago, aber bekannt mit Esther in a bowling league and wir sind ein Freund von Demmelt an.
Ja, Harold redt sehr gut Yiddish. Ich meine, redt a Litvak. Du bist a Litvak, ja?
Ja.
Ja, is a Litvak.
Never,
Met mir samen beiß auf ihn, of course. Harold, wie hast du gelernt zu reden dan Yiddish?
Meine Eltern sind gekommen von Polen noch after the Milchume and sie gerät Yiddish before you have gekannt reden English. And meine Eltern haben gerät Yiddish in Stieb and as sie
Father
sind
survived,
gewollt
wound up in Canada.
His father.
Yeah.
Meine Eltern sind gekommen von Ludwigpol in Polen, was es gewesen the Ukraine before the Milchume, and sie got a cousin in Windsor, and the cousin hat sie gebracht in Canada, and wir sind ich bin ich habe gewohnt in Windsor und Toronto mein ganzes Leben.
Sehr gut. In de Zeiles hat bis alle von da Mischbuche, das der Frau, das Kinder.
Ich habe 2 Kinder und meine Tochter hat 2 Mädchen und mein Sohn geht ein Kind in ein paar Wochen. Sie hat seine Seite in ein paar Wochen.
Ja, so samen mit Masel. So samen mit Masel. Sehr schein. Sehr schein. Was noch kann ich dich fragen? Das ist actually, deine Eltern sind Holocaust Survivors gewesen?
Ja. Und sie haben nicht gerät so viel von der Milchume, aber sie sind die einzige von sehr Mischbuche, was einen gebliebt und sind verloren, die ganze Familie. Und wir haben ein Cousin in Brazil und ich habe ein paar Cousins in Toronto, aber sehr kleine Mischpuche ist geblieben.
Well, wir sind zufrieden, dass du bist gekommen, Hand bei Nacht zusammen mit allen Menschen, die wollen reden Jiddisch.
Ja.
Und ich bin sehr glücklich, was ich kann sein in dem Group.
Bin zufrieden. Ich meine, miteinander anlassen, right? Miteinander anlassen, du?
Ja.
Ja. Sehr
Sehr
gut.
How do you
F-Share.
say-
Wer hat gesagt F-Share?
How do you say granddaughter again in Yiddish?
Granddaughter is a Einikel.
Oh, נכון. Yeah, yeah. Ich habe ein Einikel in Toronto.
Wie?
Wie wohnt sie?
University of Toronto. That's the university.
Oh, sie geht in University.
Yeah, the guy. Yeah.
Sehr gut. Sehr schön. Wie wohnst du, Edie?
Charleston, South Carolina.
Oh, so du hast auch Menschen in unserer Group von South Carolina.
Yeah, yeah.
Charleston.
Howard,
Edie Rubin.
Mike, Roslyn. I don't
Yes,
know, but we have quite a few members from Charleston. Must be a
Yeah.
Jewish hotspot.
Mike and Shirley got us.
That's right.
How do I make it full screen again? What you told me?
So
Okay.
let's see if we, Harold, ich bin sehr zufrieden, du bist du und hoffentlich ist die kommen mehr in das kennen zusammen mit uns zu reden Jiddisch, weil der hat sehr gut Jiddisch. Ich habe allemal doch das gesagt.
Thank you.
Harold and I we used to always chat in Yiddish amongst ourselves because nobody else in our group could speak Yiddish. And if they did speak Yiddish, it was a zerbrochene Yiddish. But he speaks a hair classic Yiddish. Anyways, I don't know if there's any further members, new people tonight. Anybody else new? No, I don't think so. I guess Harold's friends didn't come. Harold, you mentioned the
Yeah, maybe the next meeting. I think I would.
Okay, very good.
Haben
Okay,
nicht
so-
Kanaya soll alle sein ältere Menschen?
Ältere.
Ältere
Sind nicht alt, you know. Hochhaus, alt, es ist ein Sprechwort. Man will werden ältere, aber man will nicht werden alt,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
right? Does
Yeah.
everybody understand that one?
Yes.
The
Yeah.
saying, the proverbial saying is that you want to get older, but you don't want to get old.
Hmm.
That's the way it is. I'm using Rosalind as my,
Oh, gosh, it froze
role
again.
model.
No, you're thinking Betty.
Betty, I mean. Betty is my role model. Kanena Hora.
Thank you, Edie.
Yeah.
Let me tell her.
What are you doing?
Are we frozen?
No, my mother's name is Betty and I am Rosalind.
Right.
Sorry, Rosalind.
I
Yeah.
am right behind her, but she's Betty Boop.
Hi, Edie.
Hello, hello.
Where's my boyfriend?
Mama, this is,
How about I do this?
everybody's listening to you.
Okay.
All right. I named your screen Rosalind and Betty. How's that?
Yes, thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Esther, why don't we move on and I'll hand it over to Jeff and Barry. We're going to talk about numbers tonight.
Oh,
Jeff, is it okay if I go first?
Be my guest.
Okay.
Zaita Zoyget.
Let me just give a little bit of background. So what we're trying to do every week is pick a theme. And we're going to go through a lot of words in this specific theme. We picked numbers. Last week it was body parts. Next week, I don't know what we'll pick. We'll have something else. And so Barry and Jeff have been so nice to prepare a little list of words to talk about, and basically to not to test you, to remind you, or to learn some new words. So that's kind of what we're trying to do. So Barry, why don't you start off?
And I also wanted to mention that Jeff and I, rather Mike, will be sending out these lists after this meeting, so you can have them for review or whatever. So I'm going to say the English equivalent of a number, and I'm asking for the 1. Who knows
Eight.
1 in Yiddish? Right.
Eins,
2,
zwei,
Zwei.
3,
Try.
4,
Vier. Vier.
there, 5,
Fünf.
finish, great, 6,
Sechs.
7,
Sieben.
7, yes, 8,
Acht.
9,
Nine.
10,
ein,
10.
11,
Elf.
12,
12.
12. 13.
13,
13.
yeah, 13, 14,
14.
14.
Oh, je redt niet zo zo. Hij had gezegd dat slechte woord.
15,
15.
15,
15.
16,
16.
17,
17.
18.
18, 19, 20.
20.
The legal drinking age
21.
of the state. Right, 21. Thank you. Jeff, over to you.
So that was a nice warm up. Go ahead, Jeff.
Good.
All right, so those were, I guess we call them cardinal numbers, and now we'll do ordinal numbers. So how would you say first? Wie soll ich sagen first? So there's a noun and an adjective. So the erste is the noun. Ich bin der Erste. I am the first. Erst is an adjective. Erste. How would you say in the first place?
Sin erste.
Hmm?
Sin erste. Sin erste.
Eshtemol.
Eshtemol means the
Time.
first.
Plus.
Eshtemol means first time.
First
So
time, right.
in the first place, it's I wouldn't call it an idiom. It's one word to take the mean that it's Ashton's. Ashton's.
Erste.
And how would you say wie soll ich sagen first of all? Hmm?
Erste Sache.
Erste Sache is the first thing.
Yeah.
First of all, zumal ersten. In other words,
Ah.
your parents, your parents might say to you, look, first of all, zumal ersten.
Oh, yeah.
So a little, what was that?
Morgen geht sein der Erste. Tomorrow
Tomorrow
is the first.
first. That's right.
Morgen geht sein der Erste.
The erste Tag. So another expression. This is a little bit of a deviation, but it has numbers in it. So if you wanted to say she is my one and only, you're going to win point, or he is my one and only.
Sie ist mein Einziger.
My one and only. That's
Sie
close.
ist mein Einziger.
So combine the two. Sie ist mein ein und einziger. Ein und einziger is my one and only.
Yeah.
Or he, is mein ein und einzig. Sie is mein ein und einziger. he, is mein und einzig. Second,
Zweite.
Mal zweite.
zweiter or zweit. Zweiter. And secondly, you know, you're giving a presentation, say, well, firstly, secondly, thirdly. Secondly,
Zweiten?
zweitens, Taka,
Good,
zweitens.
Michael, that was good.
Third,
Dritte.
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 Oh,
How
yeah,
would you
dritte.
say, like, a third of the pie? You don't have to say the pie, but a fraction, a third.
Dritten.
Drittel,
Stickel. A stickel
drittel,
from pie.
a drittel of dem Bread, a third of the bread, a drittel von dem Bread, drittel. And thirdly, drittens.
Oh.
Drittens.
Drittens.
We can go through each one of these. Fifth. Wie sagt man fifth? Fünft. Or fünftel would be a 1/5. Sixth.
Sechs. Sechste.
Sechst. Sechste or sechste. And
Yeah.
then sechstel. How would you say seventh?
Siebente.
Zibbit. Zibbit or zibbitel? Who- Okay, who's musical in the group? We got one. So
I
you
can
know what
hum.
a seventh note is?
No.
How would you say that in Yiddish?
No.
This is an interesting, I learned something preparing this. It's septima, which comes from the Latin,
Yeah,
septima.
same as
So
Spanish.
in Yiddish, there are Latin words. So who's familiar with the term to bench? You menes and benched.
Yeah.
That's that comes from the Latin benedicere.
Ah,
Oh, really?
Oh,
Wow.
Really?
To bench
That's
it, yeah.
interesting.
Eighth,
that's interesting.
like the eighth night,
achte.
Achte.
der achte Nacht, der achte Nacht. Ninth, nine,
Nante.
tenth,
Zehnte.
Zehnte?
Zehn.
tenth.
Zehn.
Or 1/10 would be centel, centel. 11th,
Elephant.
elfth,
Elephant.
elfth, 11th. 12, you're getting the drift. I mean, don't have to go through all of them, but 12 would be 12th,
12.
12th.
12, yeah.
13th,
13.
13th.
13.
15th,
15.
15th,
15.
16th, 16th, 17th, the 17th, 18th, 18th, 19th,
19.
9th, 9th, 9th. Ninth is 7th. Ninth is 19. 19th is 9th.
Oh,
20th,
20.
26th. So 20 is 20. You add an ST sound at the end. 26th.
Oh,
26th is 20th. 21st.
That's interesting, Jeff, because my parents would add a KE on the end. So it'd be the 20.
I guess it's a dialect. Depends on where people come from. What this is not only what I'm used to, but it's what's called standardized Yiddish. YIVO, the Yiddish Institute, Wissenschaft Institute, has set up a standardized Yiddish, which I guess is neither Lettische or Zionische, standardized. So how would you say 21st?
21.
Yeah.
21 is 21.
That's right.
How would you say
21st, yes.
21st?
21.
Yes.
21.
21. So if I said to you, jetzt es ist der 21. Jahrhundert.
Was hast du gesagt?
21st
Ich hab
21st
gesagt,
century.
jetzt es ist der 21. Jahrhundert.
Yeah, it's the 21st century.
This is the 21st century.
Oh, Jahrhundert sounded like a German dialect.
Well, Jahrhundert, I think it's the same in German. It means
Probably.
100 year. There is no word century, although our word century comes from the Latin, but Jahrhundert means century. 30th,
30.
36th, 31st, 31. So the difference in English, you would say 31st. The first is the ordinal number. In Yiddish, it's the 30th that has the ending that changes. So
Jeff,
in
we've got,
English,
hold on, Jeff, we've got some background noise. Mike, could you mute everybody? Is that better? All right, it sounds better now.
somebody's still in the background. All right. So the difference between English and
Jeff, unmute yourself.
thank you. All right.
All right. You'll have to unmute yourself. This way, whoever it was is.
Gotcha. All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So in English, you would say 31st. The 30 is the cardinal, the number, and the first is the ordinal. In Yiddish, it's the other way around. 31. It's the 30th. 1 and 30th. That's just the way the word order is different and the endings are different. So I think most of you get the drift, 40th, 50th, 60th, 70th. When you get to 100, what is how would you say 100th? Oh, you're all muted. Oh, okay.
You can
Index.
unmute yourself.
Index.
Hundets. And
800.
101st.
108.
Not quite,
100.
because it's first.
100.
How about well, that Einzige really means only. If you were to say, like, I was in the 101st Airborne, which I wasn't, but 101st, 101st, 101st. You don't say one in Yiddish. You don't have to say 100. If you say 100, it's understood to be 100.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, you want to say 200 or 200th, if you can count that high, is 102.
Oh, okay.
So that's,
Yeah.
you'll get a list of these. It's, some of it it sounds a little strange. And I know there are different ways people have been used to counting. Like you don't say in Yiddish when you count, superstition, you count people, you say nicht ein, nicht zwei, nicht drei, not one, not two,
True.
not three. That's so you don't bring down ein hara, the evil
Oh, yeah.
eye.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
understand, Jeff, when you count people. Explain that.
So it's a superstition. If you count 1, 1, 2, 3, and you point to a person, it's different than counting, pieces of paper.
It's like when you're counting people to see if you
For a
have a
minute.
minion.
Right. If you want to know how many people you have, do you have 10 people for a million? And you will look around the room, you say, nicht ein, nicht zwei, nicht drei, nicht vier, nicht fünf. Not 1, not 2, not 3. You don't, it's an old superstition about not wanting to bring the evil eye or bring attention to the people to evil spirits.
It's interesting.
When you
It's,
get to 10, what do you say?
hmm?
When you get to 10, what do you say if you're in a minion?
Unique.
Yesh
Yeah.
minyan. Yesh minyan. We have a minion.
Yeah. Sure.
What do you say, Al?
Yesh minyan. It's from the Hebrew.
That's
Yesh, we
Hebrew.
have
Minyan. There's a
minyan.
minyan.
It's Hebrew.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what
Yeah.
we say. Yesh minyan. Then
Okay.
the
Or
chazan.
in Yiddish, wir haben ein Minion.
Oh,
Wir
yeah.
haben schon ein Minion.
Haben a minion. Yeah.
Mir hat gemacht a minion. We made a minion.
Right.
But Yesh Minyan is from Hebrew. So next time you count people, remember, not 1, not 2.
So we want to do a little experiment today. Again, we talked about the number thing. So what we'd like to do is we'd like to share with you a little thing from the forwards, and it's called 100. And let's see if I can get this. Give me 1 second. Hopefully you all could see that.
Oh, it's David and Anita there?
Can't hear it.
Can't hear it.
Well,
100. Der Jahrhundert is the century. Der Jahrhundert. And if you want to say the 21st century, the number 21 is 21. Notice we say 1 and 20, not 21. 21. And the expression is der 21. Jahrhundert. Der 21. Jahrhundert. Der Hunderter is the $100 bill. Der Hunderter. A popular expression is bis 120. May you live to 120. Bis 120. Why 120? That's the age that Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses, died. Bis 120. And when you're asking an older person how old he or she is, it's nice to say it like this. Wie alt seid ihr bis 120? How old are you? May you live to 120? Wie alt seid ihr bis 120? And here are 2 proverbs that have the word 100 in them. The first one is, me lebt 100 Jahr und me starb danach. You can live to 100 and still die a fool. Me lebt 100 Jahr und me starb danach. And the last one, this is for somebody who has many different jobs and somehow still can't manage to make ends meet. You could say, 100 meloches und wenig broches. 100 different jobs, but not too many blessings. 100 meloches und wenig broches. So let's review. I'll say the word or expression, you repeat after me. 100. 100. Der Jahrhundert. Der Jahrhundert. Der 21. Jahrhundert. Der 21. Jahrhundert. Der Hunderte. Der Hunderte. Bis 120.
Bis 120.
Bis 120.
Yeah.
Wie alt seid ihr bis 120?
How old are you?
Wie alt seid ihr bis
Wie alt
120?
seid ihr bis 120? Man lebt 100 Jahre und man starb danach.
Man lebt 100
Man
Jahre und
lebt
starb
100
danach.
Jahre und man starb danach. 100 Malachis und wenig Broches.
100 Lachers, wenig
100
Broches.
Malachis und wenig Broches.
Wenig Broches.
I hope you enjoyed our Yiddish word of the day. Until we meet again, stay safe and healthy, or as we say in Yiddish, seid gesund.
Dankeschön.
Is 120.
So what do you think? Do you like the
Yeah,
Very good.
time this all together?
yeah.
We have about 130 of these, so we could go for another few years before we exhaust them. And so I think Barry and Jeff are going to pick one every session, and we'll use that as a theme. And there's some really interesting things that she has on there.
Hey,
May I
Jeff,
ask a question, Mike?
Yeah.
What would the group like to see? You know, we've done family things, we've done greetings, numbers. I think Barry and I are planning at some point in time, you know, telling
That's what-
time.
That's what I was planning on next session, time.
Right,
Ooh,
weeks,
what about the
I'll do, you know, days, weeks, expressions of time. But what else would people like to hear?
did we do clothing?
No?
I don't think so.
How about some foods, about food,
You know,
different
gatkes
foods?
and zucken and things like
Of
that.
course.
Foods.
Etwas zu essen, huh?
Yeah,
Was
How about
steht Yid? Er esst.
muss essen.
Esst.
how about travel? That would be interesting to
travel.
to do.
Nach dem COVID. Nach dem
Yeah. Well, you do it on Zoom for now, but yes. So travel would be interesting.
So I got a question for Jeff and Al. Can you say, if instead of wie alt sind ihr, can you say wie alt bist du?
Yes. It depends who you're talking to. Like if I'm talking to Betty, all right, you know, she's only a few years older than I am, so I want to be polite. Wie alt sind ihr? That's the polite form. Or if you meet somebody that you don't know very well, and if you feel comfortable, you say wie alt sind ihr? So, Joe, if I meet you, I know you, I say, Nu Joe, wie alt bist du?
Okay,
So it's a familiar form. You know, if you see a kid, a young person, you would, you know, a 12 or 13-year-old abucha, you would say to him, wie alt bist du?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you. Bis 120.
Yeah, yeah.
Dank, großen Dank.
Man kann reden von der Wetter, alle Menschen reden von der Wetter, aber keiner tut nicht gar nicht wegen dem. Everybody talks about the weather, but nobody does anything about it.
Was
kennen man tun?
Man kann reden, what is a cloud and the sun and light and dark.
Oh,
and
so you
snow
want
and rain and wind.
weather as a topic?
Yes, weather.
Yeah.
Rain,
Okay.
and Schnee and finster.
Kalt, heiß.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about,
How about we do also something related to grooming, you know, like haircuts and manicures and, you know, various things like that. I don't know how, you know, dressing and.
All right.
I think you might be able to talk about the seasons and the weather would be good ones.
what about professions or jobs?
We did that
Oh, you did?
We
Okay.
did that last time.
2 weeks ago. There should be a
That's the
recording
one
of it.
But
Okay.
we have those all available
that's-
if you want to see that again.
Oh,
Manicure, I don't know.
Eddie,
but
it was
I
your
have probably
birthday then.
share.
You missed that one.
You know, one of the things that we
I was
did,
there and I forgot.
one of the things that we did at the very beginning of the of Yiddish Alive was and there weren't that many of us, but we took turns telling a little story, either about yourself, you know, maybe a paragraph or two in Yiddish, and then translating as you went. So it could be a little history of yourself, a little story, a little funny thing, something that happened to you in school, something that happened to you on a first date, something like that. We could take turns, or somebody, you know, every week could tell a little story about themselves or about somebody else if they wanted. I mean, I got stories about Mike Mills, you know, we plenty of stories about him.
I know.
Sei voorzichtig, Joyce. Sei voorzichtig.
Yeah.
And there's certainly stories about Al Davis that are all over the internet.
Doch einmal, sei voorzichtig.
Das kann sein gefährlich. Das kann sein sehr gefährlich.
Frag
Ja,
nicht.
ja.
Frag
Ja.
nicht.
Sehr gefährlich. Yeah.
So would you guys like another video clip? I've got a couple others that you might enjoy.
Sure.
All right, let me see if I can find the next one. This one, and the sound doesn't come on right away because it has to link up. So it's something I've learned, but this is called Yiddish Part 1. And you'll have to be patient while the sound comes on. It's coming, I promise you.
We have two groups of seniors who speak Yiddish. We will demystify this language. My name is Marty Finkelstein, and as my Zadie used to say, let's give a kick. What's a mensch?
A human being
A human being?
is a mensch. Someone who is kind to everyone. A nice, polite person who doesn't take with his hands to eat, but uses whatever silverware or utensils are available as an example.
Ah, he's a mensch.
There's a word that my mom used to always say, zaftig.
Usually they apply it to a woman many times, that she's a little bit nice and plump and a little bit more than that. A little bit on the heavy side.
Okay.
Is soft. Well, no.
But in a
more-
good way,
more
almost.
plump, more plump than heavy, really.
It's a shame because they don't take care of themselves and do something about it.
It's a kind of a sexy, plump, attractive woman.
They look a little, if you'll pardon the expression, appetizing to other people when they're softened.
Schmuck.
Oh, that's like a stupid person. But it has another meaning too.
Oh,
It's
her
a
Wexler.
description of the
Another
male
Wexler.
member.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd like to be friendly with a person who's a schmuck.
Oh, you said it, okay.
Plotz. I'm gonna plotz.
Gonna burst.
Lots means blow up. No.
Okay.
Plot.
Plotz.
Like a balloon. Yeah, it would blow up.
If you don't win bingo, you're gonna plotz.
No, I'm not gonna
She
plot.
is. She's gonna plotz.
Yes. It's not worth it.
Ich hab ihn geplatzt. Gewinnt dort gemacht, a Gassene, und geplatzt von mir. You know what I mean?
You're sweating, you're schwitzing.
I'm schwitzing. What about schwitz for you? Do you ever schwitz?
Yeah, sure, we all do. And going to the Schwitz is like a steam bath. And going to the Schwitz.
Or like at a spa?
That's one thing. Schwitzing also means sweating.
My father used to go to the Schwitz every Friday before Shabbos.
Got it. Tuchus.
That's the description of a, well, the common expression S. It's an S.
He's got a nice tuchus. He's got a nice rear end. Well, some would say, depending how you're built.
Oh, look, she has a big behind.
A großen
Tuchus.
A großen Tuchus.
And she shuckles them tuchus. She shakes it back and forth when she goes.
I like the word Geschmack. That's a
Tasty.
wonderful word. It's a
Tastes so
visceral, good feeling word. It's
tastes good.
geschmack.
Something is geschmack, is something satisfactory. Fulfilling. It is so funny that we come from different streets, but the Yiddish language and the Yiddish songs are all the same.
And it brings us
Yeah,
together.
they're all the same.
And that's why we need to keep the language alive.
Yes,
definitely.
Es soll nicht verloren gehen.
So you
Das
don't forget.
Jiddische, it shouldn't get lost.
Right.
That's cute. You like that one?
Yes.
There's more in this list.
Wilde Chaim,
Yeah.
alle Ost. Nourishkeit. Yiddish is a mysterious
Wait a
language.
second, I gotta.
We are here at the
I gotta
Los
turn it off.
Angeles Jewish Home, where we have two groups of
There, we turn it off. Esther.
Yes.
I think we have some new people here that joined us late.
Oh, where? There's Harold and.
I see Sally.
Oh, yes, Sally.
Basha, Marilyn.
Yes, that's me. Marilyn, my friend Marilyn is here. Marilyn Sunshine. Says, also geht's zu sehen, Marilyn. Sally,
schönen Dank.
die gedenkst wie ich bin?
Of course I do. Warte.
Wer bist du?
Das
Ich gewinne
muss
mein-
Hamut bekennt.
Ich gewinne
mit you and
Scheine
Sid.
für mein
Wie?
WW.
Oh, no kidding, Esther. Yes, richtig wie Gold, Esther. Was machst du? Oi, oi, oi. Ich will dich sagen, als ich tracht von euch wie amul. Ja, ich wundere mich, wie du bist, was du bist.
Ja, ich bin.
Sehr schön euch zu sehen.
Ja, me too. 2 Wochen zurück bin ich nicht gewesen auf dem
Ja.
Event, aber ich hab noch gekickt das Video, aber ich gesehen, dass du bist auf dem Video. Ich gedenke dich, du bist doch eine Cousine Serena Levy.
Nein, ich bin dort nachten gewesen, war in Cottage.
Oh, bist gewesen, sehr schön.
Ja.
Okay, wir reden später.
Yes,
Das
ja,
ist-
später. Ja.
Ja, okay, willst du mit in Basia ist auch ein Torontonian. Ich meine, right, Basia?
No, Chicago.
Chicago. Das
Ich
ist dein
wohne in
erste,
Chicago.
ist das dein erste Mal, was du bist du auf Yiddish Live?
Ich kann reden Yiddish ein bisschen, no, ich verstehe auch das Ding.
Oh, sehr gut. So, von wann kommst du?
Polen.
Du kommst von Polen?
Ja,
Welche Städte?
Wrocław.
Oh, Bratislava in
No,
England.
no.
No?
No.
Breslau?
Breslau, yes.
Breslau.
Ja.
Sehr schön. Von wann hast du gehört von Yiddish Live?
Facebook, ich habe gesehen dort.
Oh, Facebook.
Basha, what's your last name? I want to get you on the screen.
Rosenbaum.
Rosenbaum. So, redest du Yiddish oder du verstehst Yiddish?
Ich verstehe auch das Ding, ich kann nicht reden. Ich habe nicht
Ja.
geredet.
Ich kann reden
Lange
Polnisch.
Zeit.
Ja.
Basia, erzähl mir etwas wegen deiner Sprache.
Meine Eltern, ich kann nicht reden Indisch.
Okay.
Das ist ja so schwer für mich zu reden.
Es gibt, da bist du, das ist doch der Mann.
Meine Eltern ganze Zeit haben geredet Indisch.
Deine Eltern sind Holocaust-Survivors?
Ja, ja.
Aha. Oh, hast du geredet Yiddish in der Schrieb?
No, ich habe
Meine
kein
Eltern-
nicht geredet. Meine Eltern haben geredet. No, ich habe kein nicht geredet.
Welche Sprache redest du?
Polish.
Polish. So, Slucha Spanier.
Ja, dzień dobry.
Ich rede ein bisschen Polish. Meine Eltern haben geredet Polish, wenn sie aber nicht gewillt, auch so verstehen.
Richtig.
Very good. Well, welcome to Yiddish Alive. Nice to see you, and I hope you enjoy it. And wer noch is Marilyn Sunshine. Lass mal reden ein bisschen mit Marilyn. Marilyn is auch a member von Daughters of Holocaust Survivors. Zusammen mit mir. Die zahlen mir etwas wegen deiner
Aber meine Eltern sind nicht gewesen Holocaust Survivors. Meine Eltern sind gekommen, Entschuldigung, in 1926.
Ah.
Before the
Gele. Zij zijn een gele.
No, almost. Kamat Gale.
Ja.
Meine Eltern sind gekommen, sind ein Baby gewesen, 13 zu 14 Jahre alt. Sie haben sich bekannt in Toronto und geheiratet und sind ein Baby gekommen von derselben Stadt in Poland ab.
Oi!
Aber seine Eltern haben sich nicht bekannt in Abt. Seine gewähnt andere Menschen, man sieht es gewähnt sehr fromme und mein Tates Eltern sind gewähnt nicht fremd. So, sie haben nicht gekannt in Poland, so meine Eltern haben sich verheiratet in Toronto in 1939 und allemal gewohnt in Toronto.
En wie haben sie geheißen? Mijn voeten is vernapt, ook het.
Ja.
Ja, wie haben sie, was ist der maiden name?
Applebaum.
Oh, yeah.
Und mein Seide ist gewesen Mandel.
Aha, okay.
Weißt du, du gedenkst, das ist gewesen eine Max Mandel jiddische Stunde?
Ja, ja.
Ja, das ist gewesen mein Vetter. Mein Mama's Brüder.
Aha. Gebinden, geknippten Gebinden sind mir alle.
Ja, exactly.
Ich will sagen, als die Frau Sally redt a richtige Yiddish.
Oh, ja.
Es ist ein großer Unterschied zu reden Yiddish, wenn man lernt sich in der Heim, und es ist eine andere Sache, wenn man lernt sich in der Schule. Lass mal sagen, Jeff Newton, ich meine, als Jeff, die hast gelernt Yiddish in the Workman's Circle, right?
Nein, ich habe gelernt Jiddisch in Stieb. Bin der
Oh, in Stieb auch?
Seide in Älteren. Ich habe gegangen zum Yiddish Book Center in Amherst.
Oh.
Dort studied.
Ja, ich sage das, weil ich sehe, als es ist ein großer Unterschied für Menschen, die haben gewähnt aufgehoben mit der Jiddisch in der Stieb, und die Menschen, die sind gegangen in die School, und sie haben sehr gut gelernt, wie noch zu vertatschen und wie noch zu reden. Und so ein bisschen a German descent, the Werte.
Exactly, yes, it's English.
It's a bisschen anders, right?
English,
yeah.
Yeah. But this is a good Marilyn. Marilyn is giving my mom and tatis Schuchen for alle, so viele Jahren zusammen gelebt, so schein. She's giving a wonderful, wonderful woman.
Is a butcher?
Yeah, anyhow, so geht es. Was sehr good. What do a few mention from Toronto? Roz Lockett is Torontonian. Sally, Marilyn, Harold Wexler. And ich meine, sie do noch a lady from Toronto, but sie wohnt jetzt in Florida. Sie nicht du Hampenach. Oh, yeah, wie ist sie? Helen, so gewohnt of, where's that nice lady who lived near me? Went to Fleming. There she is. Hannah Piloff.
Ich wohne jetzt in Colorado.
Colorado bist du, right. Ja, sie ist am Aufgewehen als Schuchen, auch in Maryland, so gewohnt auf Regina.
Regina, place. Ich kenne ihre Brüder sehr gut.
Ja, ja.
Oh, wow.
Sehr schön. Ich bin sehr zufrieden zu sehen, heimische Menschen in Toronto.
Ich mache Minion in Toronto.
Ja.
So maybe we're going to have a pipeline from Charleston to Toronto.
You know what we'll do? We'll make a big gathering in Toronto and we'll invite you all down after
We'll be
COVID.
there.
Oh, I like that.
Wait, it's not down, it's up.
It's up, it's up. Taka.
Okay, wer will kommen, das schon mal get the Zeit, oder?
I will be happy to come with my granddaughter as a student there.
Perfect.
That'd be
Don't
fun.
worry. We'll get a nice place and we'll all get together. Something
Not
to
in
look forward to.
January, February, right?
You guys have, want to hear one more song? I got a song
Yes.
for you.
Oh,
Okay, let's see if I
yeah.
get it. Again, it will start a little bit late, but let's see if I can get it here. Hold on.
Wegen Ziel wird mit mir begegnet du ein Tanzkapital. In mir bezogen wird sie weinig. Los mich hoch, pack nicht entscheiden, ich hab nicht kein Zeit. Dennoch versuchen mehr, lo mir gehen, ich es beide und bei dir im Stil. Dennoch will ich von gar nicht weder suchen, etwas nach ich hab dich lieb. Ich bin sicher, dass du hast dieselbe Wörter schon gehört, in der früher Nacht. Ich hoffe, die Wörter sein, es ist der Kriegst auf mir, also ich nicht auf nichts gedacht. I know I stand in line until you think you have the time to spend an evening with me. And if we go someplace to dance, I know that there's a chance you won't be living with me. Then afterwards we drop into a quiet little place and have a drink or two. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you. Dennoch, wenn es sich schämen, will ich nicht einmal mitnehmen von den Wein aus sie. Dennoch, wenn ich wohl gar nicht wieder suchen, etwas narrisch, ich hab dich lieb. Hab dich lieb. I love you.
Very cute.
Thought you guys would like that as a good way to wrap up tonight.
Yes, yes.
Sehr schön.
Sehr
Yes.
schön.
So before we end, is there anything else anybody would like to share before we?
Henna, Henna.
Ich will jedem wünschen, dann geht gesund Juhe.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Solomon.
Scheinen Dank.
A good year, yeah.
Good year.
Please for you. A good
Better
year.
one.
Gesund Jura. Amen.
Chag Sameach, yeah.
Chag Sameach.
Shana Tova.
Shana Tova v'Chag Sameach.
A gebenchjahr zu allem. A gebenchjahr.
So,
Oh mein, oh mein.
if you haven't filled out the questionnaire, it's in the notes that we send out. We appreciate you doing that. We're trying to do this so that we can optimize what we do. And really, this is for you guys, for you all. And it would be very helpful to get your feedback. So have a good year and a sweet year. And
2 weeks. Eastern US.
2 weeks. We're 2 weeks again. So we're
2 weeks,
September.
okay.
I don't see my calendar, but I'll tell you in a second. September.
I'm sure you'll tell us on the internet.
13th. I believe.
September 13th. September 13th. So 2 weeks and Happy New Year to you all.
Thank you. Happy New
Thank
Year.
Thank you.
Happy
Shana
hand.
Tova,
Happy
Shana
hand.
Tova.
Shana Tova, sei gesund.
Shana Tova, seid gesund und stark.
Amen.
Amen. Look forward to seeing everybody in 2 weeks.
Mit Shalom and Parnasa.
You're going to Canada.
I hope to speak to you soon, Marilyn.
Yeah, you too, Esther. Be well.
Be well.
Take
See you on
care.
Facebook.
Nice to see you.
Hier is ook op Facebook of Yiddish.
Wo sagst du?
Hier is ook op Facebook of Yiddish.
Facebook.
Facebook.
Zo is het.
Facebook. Facebook is Facebook.
Basha, tell me again,
Goodness,
Basha,
faith.
tell me again where you're from.
Chicago.
Oh, you're from Chicago. I thought you were from Poland. I'm
Do widzenia.
I live in Chicago. I live in Chicago.
Yeah. Do widzenia, Basia.
Basia.
Basia. Ja, Basia, do widzenia.
Ich habe doch schon nicht gesehen, wie viel Jahre. Sally, wie viel Jahre habe ich nicht gesehen? Ich meine, ich habe doch nicht gesehen. Efter 10 Jahre, 15 Jahre.
Nicht so lang. F10.
Und wenn ich habe dich bekannt, habe ich nicht gewusst, dass du jetzt Jiddisch.
Oh, richtig. Und ich habe nicht gewusst, dass die jetzt Jiddisch. Was macht die Mama? Ist sie noch du?
No.
No. Chaval.
Ja.
Okay. Was kann man tun? Jetzt sind wir die ältere Generation. Richtig?
That's right.
Ja. Oh, anyway.
Anyways, good to see everybody.
Wir kennen nicht kennen auf jeden, aber wir kennen reden Jiddisch.
Ja, richtig. Aber wie mit den Känzer?
Das ist ein Sprachwort.
Ja.
Wie mit den Känzer.
Ja.
Sprachwort, yeah.
Yeah, Abi mit den Känzer.
Yes, that's right.
As we get older, who knows?
Well, we try our best, you know.
We certainly do.
But it's true. You're right. We don't discuss. We don't say to, oh, do you speak Yiddish? I mean, who knows who speaks Yiddish? My friend Harold, he speaks a fabulous Yiddish, and I don't even know how I found out that he speaks Yiddish. Harold, wie noch habe ich herausgefunden, dass die jetzt da geht in Yiddish? Was ist gewesen? Was macht sich?
Mit etwas geraten Jiddisch und ich habe echt geraten Jiddisch und so geht es.
And actually, Harold hat sehr gute Videos von Yiddish Comedies. Ich gedenk, hat noch geschickt, das mich geschickt, dass E-Mails mit sehr gute Comedy, verschiedene Sachen. Das mich schicken, zusammen sharen mit der Group. I don't know how to say share in Yiddish. Met this, I'll give it to Mike.
That's why we all talk Jinglish.
Yeah.
You don't always know the Yiddish word, so you throw in the English word.
No, Harold, in fact, used to send me a lot of emails of very, very funny videos. And I don't know if you still have your collection, but we could share it with this group. I think they would really enjoy it.
If I track them down, I'll try and send them to you, and then you can share them with the group.
Yes, that would be very nice.
These are in Yiddish, I guess, right?
They're in Yiddish.
And often people share Yiddish songs too that they find.
Yeah,
but I had one that I sent you, by Mir Bistu Shain by the Boston Philharmonic. That was beautiful, Mike. You didn't want to share that one yet.
No, I'm going to share
nice.
it. We'll share it.
Okay, that's good.
Betty, you're on mute. You have to unmute yourself. Here, I'll unmute.
Okay. Mama wants to know if Esther knows.
Still from Charleston. Mother and daughter. She's 96.
Hey, Howard, you're overriding. Go ahead.
Rosalind?
Go ahead.
97. She's not 96 anymore.
And horror.
What did you ask me?
Ask her.
I have relatives, I don't know. They went to Canada and the maiden name was Gottfried. Do you know any Gottfrieds in Canada?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
How about a Pearl Godfrey?
What's her husband's name?
I don't know her, much less her husband.
I know a couple of Godfreys. If you tell me their names, it's a large, very common name.
All zoeken Yiddish.
Yeah.
Look, all I can zoeken there as mijn Bube van mijn Futter's side, okay? Dit geween a Godfrey. And all the Godfreys went to Canada and all the Hirsches came to America.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been able to get in touch with any of the Godfreys.
Canada is a große country.
Yeah.
Toronto.
But with the name Godfrey, if they originally come from Mogonizia, then maybe they would be my relatives. Can you find
Okay. Well, I don't know, because like Marilyn said, it's a big country. How do you, you narrow it down? You have to give me more information.
He just wants to know if they're in Toronto.
Right.
Well, I don't know. That I don't know. It's a common name,
Oh,
common
it is?
Jewish name, Godfrey, sure.
I'll be darned. Okay, maybe then.
Yeah.
They
Americans don't realize how big Toronto is and how big Canada is.
No, I do. Did they all realize how big New York is? Or how big?
Of course we do.
True.
We
I think we're more aware of the size of New York and the size of the US than the Americans are of the size of Toronto. So
I don't-
it's very difficult to say, do you know my cousin Esther? She lives in
Esther,
Toronto.
how many Jews do you have in Toronto?
How many Jewish people in Toronto?
Yeah.
300,000.
300,000.
Good sized Jewish community.
Yes,
It is.
it's a very strong community here. 300,000.
Esther, I want
Yeah.
that I do not know any Godfreys in America.
Huh.
None.
Really?
That's why I asked you, do you know of any in Canada? Because I know that they went to Canada, but where?
But you don't know where. I mean, Canada stretches from, you know, the Maritimes.
I understand that. But I'm asking, you said you do, you know the name.
I do know some Godfreys here, but I don't know if, you know, I wouldn't even know where to start.
Ask them what their original, where they come from.
Okay, the one that I know, I will ask. I
Hey,
will ask that
hey,
person.
Roz, when we get together, I've got pretty good at finding people through Ancestry.
Oh, okay.
I'm really good at that. So if
Did that, but when you and Shirley come over, we'll do that. Meanwhile, why isn't Reggie there? We went to do the booster shots and she and her husband were there. She okay?
I don't know. I don't know where she is. Yeah, we got ours,
Imagine
we
they're
got ours
already getting
yesterday.
their booster shots in the States. Do you believe that? They're already getting boosters. We're still vaccinating people here.
Never mind, you know that there's still the conspiracy theories and nobody wants to get vaccinated, the anti-vaxxers, which is.
I know.
Often, yes, the conspiracy theories and all that, yeah.
Mhm.
And that's what's driving up this variant now.
Yes.
Have to do is listen to the Israelis and they'll go get the vaccines.
Yeah, that's they're the test place for the world.
Exactly.
Well,
right.
in the States too, now people are dying and saying, oh, I should have got the vaccine. Well, too late.
Yeah, but to
Trying to
hear
spread the word.
it's not so good here either.
No, it is not.
Yeah.
But it's getting better. It's taken a long time, but they're finally getting into the parks and homeless people and whatever should have been done months ago.
I know.
Amen.
Let's hope that we'll be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Fauci said he thinks spring will be a better spring.
Don't
But the
trust the
winter
word-
is,
Don't trust the word that one says. He's got his hands in all kinds of stuff with this. Talk to your own doctor, Betty. You'll get better information. Trust me.
6
Really?
friends.
Really.
I have 6 friends who have breakthrough COVID that have had the 3 shots. So
oy vey.
oy vey is like they would not have been as sick.
That's what these conspiracy theorists are trying to say, that people are getting vaccinated and it's still not working. That's what they're saying.
They are not in hospitals. They are not in ICUs. They are not on ventilators. And they may be
Marilyn, that isn't true.
No.
I know 2 people, in fact, that are in the hospital that are fully vaccinated.
on
And they got
ventilators.
so sick with the Delta variant that they were hospitalized. So,
Not
yeah.
on ventilators. You know what? There's
Now,
always.
thank God, not on a ventilator.
Right.
Not yet.
There's-
Hopefully
There's
not.
always cases. It's not 100%. It's not
No, it's
100%.
not. None of them are. Your flu
No.
vaccine isn't either.
No, nothing is 100%.
But you take it and you
But the
pray.
anti-vaxxers are saying that you get sick from the vaccine.
Some people do. Some
Well-
people get sick from the flu vaccine. It's better. You're better off taking a shot unless you have a medical reason that your doctor tells you you should not do it. Absolutely do it. For
I
the
agree.
flu, for the
Well,
pneumonia
you know what,
shot, for the shingles
I don't
shot,
understand. I don't understand. Do people go around and realize that they say cell phones aren't good for you? This isn't good for you. That they're worried about this vaccine that can potentially save your life. I
Right,
don't know.
it's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah,
Theorists.
exactly.
For
They are
some people.
now closing the schools in Charleston again.
Again?
Again, they're closing them now. They went to school August 18th. They're now closing them till after Labor Day because these kids are all testing positive.
Because they opened everything too quickly. Everybody
Especially
wanted to get back to normal life and they opened everything up too quickly.
Well, here in
People are-
Toronto, they're going to be administering this thing called a rapid test. And the rapid test will be able to detect if the child has a cold, a mere sniffle, or
Right.
is it COVID? So
Right.
that will be good because this way, if it's a cold, they can go back to school.
Right.
But this is what they're going to start handing out now to families, from what I understand.
Exactly. You know, the weather changed. People wanted to be outdoors in large groups en masse, not wearing masks, not social distancing, going back to movies, going back to ball games, sitting half on top of each other. That's what happens.
And
I'll tell you what, Esther, as a former teacher, I didn't want students in class with a cold either. Well, you're contagious, keep your tushy, tack is in the hand.
Yeah. That's right. You're right, Al. That's so true.
I
I don't
don't
know.
take
Kids don't have
COVID
immunity.
sneeze, they don't use a tissue, a handkerchief,
But
they
kids
touch
who have-
everything.
But kids who have been home, it's like kids who are first starting daycare. Kids who have been home and not been exposed to other germs go back to school and start getting sniffles and the colds and everything else that they get from others. And there's
Yeah.
a difference between that and COVID.
Well, look at the governor down in Florida. He doesn't want to mandate to wear a mask.
That's right.
Carolina, they didn't mandate it.
That's ridiculous, ridiculous.
We're being
I-
sued. South Carolina's being sued.
Yes.
And people are
Really?
going on booking cruises and all kinds of stuff and going to large
Menschen
venues.
mit auf gehen, geht die Jahre, geht gebetschuhe, alle
Anyways, I
Menschen, geht
gesund, all the
danach.
best.
Bye.
Nice to see everyone.
Wir wollen
Let's
nicht sehen.
sign off.
Shana Tova.
Shana Tova, we'll be in touch. Thank you.
Mike will find the Godfreys together.
We'll see. I'm gonna break this off. So
Okay,
we'll see you in a
Mike.
couple weeks. Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year to everyone.
Bye-bye.